It's like I got nothing to do but think about you. I've got all the time in the world. If you look in my heart, you'll know from the start that it's all I can do not to think about you. It's like I got nothing to do but think about you. I've got all the time in the world. If you look in my heart, you'll know from the start that it's all I can do not to think about you.
Okay, so if you like my Facebook page, you should try to check it out, man. I'll try putting it in the link.
All
Um,
I can do not to
if I
think
remember, that
about
is.
you.
Okay, so I posted this song on my Facebook page because the harmony arrangement is interesting in the song. Now I'm gonna show this to you guys. I usually tend to keep the formula on my channel. I tend to usually do like male vocal pop groups for the most part, like boy bands. I tend to do a lot of those. You know, the R&B pop types, Boys to Men, a little bit of NSYNC, a little bit of Backstreet Boys, a little bit of 98 Degrees. Um, who else? I did a New Edition song. Anything else? I did a couple of Beach Boys stuff, but yeah. I guess this is the first band with women in it that I made a video about, I guess. Anyway, if you don't know who this group is, they were around in early to mid 2000s type of deal. Um, they were on the Disney radio lot or Disney channel. Well, where I live, we had the Family Channel, which had a lot of the Disney stuff on it. And these guys, I guess, had kind of like that Disney contract, so they were doing a lot of Disney music. So they did songs for Lilo and Stitch. They sang that little intro. The yeah, so maybe you wouldn't think twice about a band like this, but the harmony arrangement is pretty cool. And I'll show it to you guys. And if you guys are learning harmonies recently, this is a good example of the wacky stuff you can kind of do and making sense of it. Um, there's four. This is a four vocal piece. Most Jump 5 songs I come across and I try to pick it out, I only hear about four vocals. Maybe the two boys are just copying each other. Not really sure. Kind of not though in this, but anyway, I'll show you. Okay, I'm gonna do this fast. I don't remember all their names. The youngest girl does all the high stuff. The second youngest girl does the middle stuff. The oldest girl does the lower stuff. The boys do the lower stuff. Okay? I forget their names. Let's see if I can remember off the top of my head. I've looked up their names before. One's Libby. One is... I forget their names. Forget it. Let's do it. If my vocals sound funny, it's because I'm not a woman. I don't have that higher range. I think I'm a low baritone, I think. Actually, maybe not that low. Whatever. I'm a baritone range, and this is a young teenage girl singing this, so vocals aren't high. So later on, you even hear me transition in and out of falsetto, but I liked the idea of trying to make it because it sounds more powerful. Okay, let's do it.
It's like I got nothing to do but think about you. I've got all the time in the world. If you look in my heart, you'll know from the start that it's all I can do not to think about you. It's like I got nothing to do but think about you. I've got all the time in the world. If you look in my heart, you'll know from the start that it's all I can do not to think about you.
There's what we like to call the lead vocal in this. They'll have a more default sounding melody type vocal, but the lead vocal in this plays a little part where it kind of jumps up and down, stylized type of vocal, sometimes making its own harmony-ish. Let's move on.
It's like I got nothing to do but think about you all the time in the world. Look in my heart, you'll know from the start. All I can do not to think about you. It's like I got nothing to do but think about you all the time in the world. Look in my heart, you'll know from the start. All I can do not to think about you.
See how it kind of sounds like the melody a little? Because it does. That last bit, I, too lazy to sing, in my chest voice, like, just straining my voice trying to sing a woman's vocals. Let's move on. Let's hear some interesting stuff.
It's like I got nothing to do but think about you all the time in the world. Look in my heart, you'll know from the start. All I can do not to think about you. It's like I got nothing to do but think about you all the time in the world. Look in my heart, you'll know from the start. All I can do not to think about you.
Okay, one of the reasons why I want to show this to you guys is, well, also somebody had asked, and I'm like, oh, okay, I recorded it. So in certain songs, you can actually potentially keep a relatively monotone vocal, and it'll still work. Interesting how that works, eh? Like if you're thinking like, what the heck, really? I'll try to show you in with a track. All the time in the world. Some people would probably naturally go, all the time in the world, time in the world, time in the world. But to it's time in the world, world. All the time, all the time in the world, world. That kind of meets up with the high harmony there. But time in the world, time. I'm gonna show you that later. Time in all the time in the. Interesting stuff, huh? It's interesting stuff, man. That's why I'm talking about it. So yeah, most of her vocal is pretty monotone. Let's try to listen out. Okay, so pay close attention. You can hear how she goes, the lead goes, it's like I got, and you hear a vocal going, it's like I got, nothing to do, but think about you, It's like I got nothing to do, but think about you. All the time in the world. All the time in the world. Look at my heart, you know from the start. All I can do not to think about you. All I can do. It actually sounds like she sways her voice a little bit, like all I can do, like do. A little like that, but I kind of did it a little more default sounding. All I can do not to think about you. Interesting, man. And then the lowest vocal does something similar, except on it does an under harmony to that, which and then there's a high harmony that's more standard. Interesting. I'll show you that.
It's like I got nothing to do but think about you. I've got all the time in the world. If you look in my heart, you'll know from the start that it's all I can do.
Okay, so there are perfect four parts in this. I'll just quickly explain it because running low on time. Um, okay, so this is the bass. I'm gonna show it to you full length after, but I'll just explain it now. So here are the perfect four parts in this. So there are perfect four parts. What I mean by perfect four part is when vocals are doing something completely different from one another. Four vocals doing something completely different from one another. Oftentimes in vocal arrangements, you'll have someone copying someone on another octave in one way, shape, or form. If you have more than just the typical three-part harmonies, and then you add more vocals, so someone's probably copying someone on another octave, but then they have little pieces where they're doing something completely different, and it's a little bit more challenging to find those openings of harmony. Whew. Okay, so the bass, it goes nothing to do, nothing to do but think about you. So you could have possibly done that with the low harmony, but the low harmony remains straight. Nothing to do. Okay, and nothing to do but think about you. She goes to do what a natural high harmony would do, but the lowest, nothing to do, not copying her. Nothing to do, not copying her. Nothing to do, not copying her. Perfect four. Do but think about you. Think. Do but think. He ends up copying the high harmony a little bit. Think about, but she doesn't go think about you. He goes think about you. She goes think about you. The first part of the song, it's quiet, but at the last part of the song, it's loud. Think about you, and you gives it a fighting ring. Show it to you fast. So you, not copying each other. Then the bass goes all the time, all the time, all the time, all the time, time in the world. Those copy each other a little bit, but she goes all the time in the world, and she goes world. So not exactly the same. I'll just show you the whole vocal now. All the time in the world. Look in my heart, you'll know from the start. All I can do not to think about you. It's like I got nothing to do but think about you all the time in the world. Look in my heart, you'll know from the start. All I can do not to think about you. Okay, let's do the bass. Check this out. You can hear him pretty well. All I can do not to think about you. All the time in the world. Okay, and then we'll just throw them all together, then I'll talk about something else real fast. It's like I got nothing to do but think about you. I've got all the time in the world. If you look in my heart, you'll know from the start that it's all I can do not to think about you. It's like I got nothing to do but think about you. I've got all the time in the world. If you look in my heart, you'll know from the start that it's all I can do not to think about you. Okay, so that end part is cool, but the very end, like, I can't hear the high harmony that well. I wonder what's going on. That is all I can do not to think about you. That is all I can do not to think about you. So it's like, it's there, but it's like kind of quiet for some reason, and it's not performed exactly the same at the end. Typically she goes, oh, that see how I had two clips there? One is like the chorus from before, except the way she performed it then, right? So it's kind of different. So all I can do, all I can do, not to think about. This stuff was all I can do, not to think about you. Okay. All I can do, not to think about you.
Look in my heart, you'll know from the start that it's all I can do not to think about you.
And that's that. If you're new to my videos, and you stumbled upon this, I'm usually a little more patient with my videos, but yeah, it's not the time for that right now. Do you like Backstreet Boys? Do you like NSYNC? So do I. Justin Timberlake was at the Super Bowl, and I was just like, man, you know what would be perfect? If NSYNC came out and they went, ba 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 ba, you might been hurt, babe, that ain't no lie. Team will come and go. Oh, every little thing I do, all that I do, never seems enough for you, baby. And then do a little. I thought she knew. Doom doo doom doo, doom doo doom doo. Yeah. So, check out my channel if you like that stuff. I do more videos like this where I do my best to pick out the harmonies and show it to you guys. And yeah, dang, how long is this video? Oh man. So that's how you sing All I Can Do by, well, it's actually called All the Time in the World, but I've always known it as All I Can Do. On my phone, it's listed as All I Can Do, so, I don't know. Yeah, so, it's a catchy tune. Hope you enjoyed this video. Peace and love and ice cream cake. God bless. Oh, the album's called All the Time in the World. Yes, okay. It's all I can do. I knew that.